SR93 Boxing back with a quick video. I'm a big fan of many different fighters, and there's certain fighters I'm a bigger fan of than others. Danny Garcia, Amir Khan, Saul Canelo Alvarez is currently my favorite fighter to watch in the ring, just to watch. Who else? Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. You know, when it comes to in the ring, I think Tyson Fury is a great fighter as well. He talks the truth a lot of times. He does some crazy shit, but yeah, I'm a fan of him as well. I'm a fan of many different fighters as well. Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev is full of shit in terms of his racist shit, and that's the only fighter I kind of have a little bit hatred for. Not too much hatred. I mean, he's not ruining my life, but damn, all that racist shit you're gonna say. 2016, you're gonna say that racist shit. But yeah, you know, I guess that's his opinion. What can you do? But anyway, Amir Khan, even though I'm a big fan of him, I'm not a fanboy kissing ass. And right now, Amir Khan said something that I don't really agree with. It's stupid. I'm gonna break down what I think he might be thinking, and I kind of get it. But at the same time, I'll tell you why it's stupid right after when I explain why I think Khan, like what I think Khan might be thinking when he's thinking of this. Amir Khan's saying Garcia would be paid off well if he fought me, but I'm in a difficult situation because I'm chasing a fight and he's already got a big fight lined up against Thurman. I can't step in front of that because it's a massive fight between Thurman and Garcia with 2 world titles on the line. He goes on to then saying that he'd like to fight the winner of Garcia and Thurman, and possibly 2 world titles hanging in the balance. But you know, even though I kind of get what Amir Khan's doing, like, oh yeah, he's trying to fight. If either one of these fighters, whoever wins, you know, their name, they will increase more. I personally think Danny Garcia wins, and Amir Khan personally thinks Danny Garcia wins as well. He said that in Fight Hype. And say if either one of the fighters wins, their profile will be raised. And if Amir Khan's probably thinking in his head, if he can beat this guy, that's an easier way to get 2 world titles than beating 2 of these guys separately. I guess that's too much work, right? Because I'm not necessarily too much work. It's still big fights, but considering he's got 5 fights left, I think he's trying to fight the winner of these 2. In a way, it makes more sense. And I would have given him a pass for this if he fought a tune-up fight, if he fought a decent, like an average fighter in January. So yeah, Amir Khan might be thinking he can get those 2 titles, but you know, you get. I hope you get what I'm saying. But the reason why I don't agree with what he's doing is he been complaining that with Fight Hub, in the Fight Hub interview, he had like a phone interview or something, and he been complaining that he's been a fucking mandatory for many years, and Floyd didn't give him a shot. Danny Garcia just looked past him and went through Guerrero, right? But now you're letting Garcia do the same thing. You're saying I can't get in the way of because it's a big fight, and you know this Khan versus Garcia will be a bigger fight. So yeah, of course Garcia and Thurman would be a great fight, but who gives a fuck, man? Look, from Amir Khan's standpoint, he shouldn't give a fuck. Because Amir Khan should be thinking about himself more than others. He's not going to be this generous guy being a mandatory. You know, when Garcia says, I want Keith Thurman, he's overlooking you. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck you being a mandatory or not. He's going to try to avoid you as much as possible. And you're just letting him do that. You're letting him do exactly that. And you know, look, if he fights Kell Brook, and I keep saying I'll make a video why the Kell Brook Khan fight did not happen. I'll go in depth because there's more in depth to say than what people see on the surface. But if you fight Kell Brook, 147 or like a catchweight, 148, 150, then okay, fair enough. But you're gonna sit out and wait till June, May, I don't know when Ramadan is, but you're gonna fight before that, right? If you don't fight before that, that'd be pathetic. Because you know, just imagine this, yeah. There's a possibility for this. Danny Garcia fights at March. Sometimes people say they fight at this time, but what happens is the date gets pushed back for whatever reason. It always happens. Amir Khan himself said he was gonna fight in January. Now it's like, oh, he's gonna fight February, March, and then he said he's gonna fight in the summer, right? So here comes Amir Khan. Just imagine the thought that he's trying to wait for Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia fights in March or April. When's the next time he's going to fight? June. Well, says let's say March, April, May, June. That's 2 fight. Now that fighters seem to take a big break. You think you're gonna get Danny Garcia in June? You think so? Like, and what about July, August? I think that's when Ramadan is. You gonna fight in Ramadan? I mean, it's up to you, but I don't think you will. And you're gonna say, "Oh, I can't fight in Ramadan," which is fine. I mean, it's your religious, whatever, it's your belief system or whatever. And I'm a Muslim as well, so I agree with him. But then what are you gonna do then? You won't be fight. That means if that happens and you wait for Danny Garcia and he doesn't fight you before Ramadan, which is probably in July, August, you're gonna be sitting out since 2016 May. And this is the third time you've been. Would be the third time that you're sitting out for some bullshit, waiting on another fighter, waiting on a fighter. You fucked it up. You basically fucking things up. If that happens, that means what you've done is you fucked it up by letting Keith-Thurman and Danny Garcia fight materialize. When you know you're a bigger name, when you know you got the WBC mandatory, you're a mandatory, right? When you know that you got the leverage and you can use the mandatory, you got the money to get the Garcia fight. Why bank off the opportunity, knowing that the guy is avoiding you, knowing that Garcia is avoiding you? I don't think Garcia is scared of you. But he's still avoiding you for other reasons. So why would you not take that fight? I don't understand. I kind of do understand, as I explained, but unless he gets the Kell Brook fight somewhere in March, April, or like May, June, and then maybe Danny Garcia fight in December, then that would make sense. And you know what? Kell Brook is at 154. Apparently he's going to be at 154 because of Errol Spence, I think. Amir Khan can fight in a catchweight, because if Kell Brook moves down to 150 and 147, he has to vacate his title, or else he has to fight Errol Spence, and then he has to fight Amir Khan. But because if Kell Brook doesn't have the title, Amir Khan can just say fuck it, he doesn't have the title, or it'll be harder to sell. Because Kell Brook, he hasn't done much, he hasn't done shit, to be honest, in his career, and you're gonna put Amir Khan, who's a big enough name. People hate him or not, but they're gonna tune in to watch him. And Kell Brook, he's got some name. He fought Golovkin. His name got a bit bigger, but he still hasn't done shit. The pay-per-view with Golovkin didn't really do that well, considering that it's two names supposedly, and it's because the timing when it happened in the UK. Most of the audience is in America, and they didn't know when the fight was gonna happen. So. Kell Brook, it will be a hard fight to sell, but I think Kell Brook and Amir Khan, what they should do, it benefits both. What you should do is, Kell Brook take a catchweight fight somewhere at 149, 150. 150 would be maybe ideal, but Khan can pull the shot and say, no, 149, because both fighters should take advantage of their own shit as much as they can. So maybe 149. In that way, you don't have to vacate your title and fight Errol Spence unless the IBF forces you to, give you a certain amount of days, which they have, and I still don't know what happened to it. Meanwhile, if Amir Khan loses, I don't think he still loses the mandatory spot, because he didn't lose the mandatory spot by losing to Canelo. But fighters don't think like that. Fighters don't go into a fight thinking they're gonna lose, or at least most top fighters don't. So yeah, this is what I think. Unless Amir Khan can give us a decent enough fight, it doesn't have to be a huge name. I understand you coming off a layoff, and a knockout loss, and a surgery on your hand, but he still needs to give up. If he can't get the Danny Garcia Keith-Thurman fight, because I feel like he's gonna get fucked over. He might get a fight, but I think he's gonna get fucked over, because I think Keith-Thurman might fight you. He might not fight. When you got two titles, he might just duck you. And Danny Garcia, I don't think he's scared, as I said, but I think he might just duck you. A duck doesn't always mean you're scared. It just means, hey, shit, what's the point? It's too much work. Khan is a risky fighter for Garcia. It's not to say Garcia can't beat him, but Khan can technically outwork you, outbox you for 12 rounds. He can technically do that. He might be a bit more wary. But again, Garcia can knock him out. That's a risky fight for both Garcia and Khan. But either way, the fact Khan had the opportunity to fight Danny Garcia. He'd been complaining about not being able to get a WBC shot. It was because Floyd Mayweather had the WBC first. Now Danny Garcia does, but now it seems kind of contradicting because, I mean, I see what he's trying to do, but at the same time, you're just gonna let Keith Thurman fight. How do you know Danny Garcia is gonna give you a shot very soon? And how do you know? Because I hope he doesn't wait. Right? He's gonna sit there and wait. Really? What if? And I want to ask this: what if he decides Danny Garcia gets the WBO title? Whoever gets, they have 2 titles now. They'll have 2 mandatories. They'll have Amir Khan, and they'll have Andre Berto. I believe Andre Berto is the mandatory for the other one, but I'm not sure. Whoever it is, what if that fighter, just Garcia, whoever wins, decides, oh shit, fuck it, I'm just gonna fight that other fighter. Who, like, what we gonna do then? Right? It's your fault that it is technically your fault, right? And you're gonna sit out, wait for Danny Garcia till Ramadan. You'll be like, oh shit, Danny Garcia hasn't fought me. It's okay, I'll fight in December. That's the 3rd time you've been waiting for. So yeah, man, I do think Amir Khan's gone a bit crazy unless he can offer us the Kell Brook fight. Also, let me know who others you think Khan can fight. Sean Porter, I think he's coming off a loss. None of these fighters would want each other. I mean, they're not scared, but it won't be that good of a fight. Errol Spence can get the IBF maybe, and then Khan can fight Errol Spence, but that's a risky fight without much of a reward. And who else is there? Jesse Vargas is with Pacquiao. Is Pacquiao gonna fight Amir Khan? I hope he doesn't wait for Manny Pacquiao, because that's something he could do. That's something he could really do. Amir Khan, I'm a big fan of him. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's a better fighter than what people think he is. I think he beat a lot of these welterweights. I think his chin's underrated. It's not the best chin, but it's underrated. But he's really stupid. He's really stupid at times. At least he seems really stupid. So that's what I have to say. I'll be back with more videos soon. But right now I'm kind of busy. I've got my university things to manage. So I won't be producing as much as often. But I'll still be active. I'll still post videos whenever possible. So that's all I have to say. I'll be back whenever I can. I'm out.